Hello, friends. Today I'm here to explain what's going on in my country. Many of you know that I'm originally from Colombia, and many of you also have seen that many people are changing their social media profiles pictures for the picture of the Colombian flag. Sometimes the regular flag, sometimes the upside down Colombian flag. This has a reason. And some of you have reached out to me asking me, hey Diego, what's going on in Colombia? So my interest here is to give you a little bit of context. So if your students ask you about what the situation is currently in Colombia, you can probably share this. So let me start with this. Colombia, it's a very rich country. It's a very rich country because we have the highest biodiversity in the world. We have different species of plants, we have different species of animals, we have pretty much every kind of weather, climate in our country. But unfortunately, we also have one of the most corrupt governments that you can find anywhere in the world. So that is a very, very dangerous mix, because when you have such richness in your nature, in your people, but you have the power, then, and there's greed, then you know what happens. So this all started at the beginning of this year, 2021, when the government suggested or pretty much almost imposed a tax reform. The reason why they wanted to come up with a tax reform was because they said that the country needed to recover from COVID-19. COVID-19 ruined the economy last year, as in any other parts of the world. But the government, had the bright idea to just raise back that money, picking at the pockets of the people. So this tax reform was a reform that put the responsibility to raise that money in the common people. And the problem with the common people in my country is that we already do not have enough money to keep paying more and more taxes. So let me give you an example here. The minimum wage in Colombia right now is 908,000, not dollars, pesos. That is almost about $259. We're talking about monthly. That's the minimum wage. When you talk about minimum wage in the United States, you talk about minimum wage per day. And it's about $9, $10 an hour. So if you work for 8 hours, you at least make $80. So in the United States, you only need to work about 3 or 4 days to make the minimum monthly wage in Colombia. I repeat, in dollars, it's $259. Now, let's put this in perspective. A family of 3 people, lower middle class, has to pay an average of 330,000 pesos for water services, to have access to water at home. That is about $94. And the same family, 3 people, lower middle class, they have to pay 183,000 pesos for power, about $52. Just between water services and the power, a family, lower middle class of 3 people has to pay at least $146. Now let's go back to the minimum wage. The minimum wage is $259. Now let's subtract $146. What is left for a family of three who only perceives one minimum wage? $113 for the month. Okay, let's be optimistic. Let's say that mom and dad work, so they both bring minimum wage home. So that 113 turns into $226. So this family of three people has to survive with $226 for the entire month. More perspective here. A regular pair of shoes, something that you will buy, pay less. I know it doesn't exist anymore, but pay less, is about 90,000 pesos. 90,000 pesos. So if we are trying to live with $226 and a pair of shoes is about $30, and then on top of that is the tax, the sales tax. Now, this is the main thing with the tax reform. Colombia is one of the countries in the world with the highest sales tax imposed to their people. In the United States, well, what you pay, 5.5, 6.5, some states 7% sales tax. In Colombia is 19%. Most of the products that are sold in Colombia have this tax, 19%. So those shoes that were $90,000, 90,000 pesos, you have to add 18,000 more. So those shoes are going to end up being 108,000 pesos, okay? Which makes them about $36. So think about that. And the tax reform proposed by the government also wanted to impose the 19% sales tax over cleaning products, toilet paper, anything, any product, soap. These products were exempt in the past, but now the government wants to impose the 19%. And not just that, they also wanted to add this 19% tax to the regular food people eat on a regular basis. So how are you going to survive if you're barely surviving every day with the current minimum wage, with the current prices of food and cleaning supplies, and now the government wants to increase it to 19%? It's impossible. So there have been some mobilizations. There have been some protests that unfortunately have ended up in violence because the police and the military have the directive to not allow some of these people to express themselves. So the result right now is over 19 people dead and many people injured. And, you know, the real situation here is inequity. And people are tired. And people are getting out on the streets. There's a situation that it's very difficult. It's, to me and many Colombians living abroad, it's something that doesn't allow us to sleep and to be okay just thinking about our country. So that's what's happening in Colombia right now. And this is a little picture of what's going on right now. So friends, thank you for listening. And if you want to support the good people of Colombia, you can also change your profile picture for the Colombian flag. Thank you so much.